What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm gonna walk you through 50 camera features and give you some tips and tricks for the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. And this will be a two-part series video. So here I will show you 50 regular features, and in the next video I will show you about 30 advanced camera features, and that video should be up in about a day or two after I upload this video. I'll put the link over here. Also in the video description you will find the time code for this video so that it becomes a lot easier for you guys to skip to any particular feature in this video. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go over the camera hardware of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra because it is kind of important to know what these cameras are capable of. So as you guys can see, we have a triple camera setup on the Note 20 Ultra. The first camera is the 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. In the middle we have the main 108 megapixel camera of the phone. This camera also records videos in 8K at 24 FPS. This camera also has autofocus, which is aided by a laser autofocus system, which is over here. Plus it also has optical image stabilization. And one more thing, the main camera also records videos at 60 FPS. Be it 4K 60 FPS or 1080p 60 FPS. These two cameras will not do 60 FPS. So this little information is important because when you select the 60 FPS option in the video settings, you will not be able to use the ultra wide angle camera or the telephoto camera. And finally, the star of the show, the 5x optical zoom periscope camera. This is a 12 megapixel camera. It also has autofocus and optical image stabilization. And this periscope camera is the reason why we have such a big camera bump at the back of the phone. And finally, we have a tiny little flash to illuminate the scene. Also, if I pan my phone like this, you might be able to notice there is a little slot over there. So that is the rear microphone. So let us first start off with the basics. How do you launch the camera? Well, you can double tap the power button and that will launch the camera. Or you can take the S Pen out and long press the button on the S Pen and that will also launch the camera, and you can use the same button to click a photo. You can also use the volume buttons as the camera shutter buttons. So I can click a picture just by pressing the volume button, and that makes it super duper easy to operate the camera. Double press the power button to launch and use the volume button as the camera shutter button. The next thing you should do is bring all your favorite camera modes down over here. So when you start using the camera, there will be 1 or 2 camera modes, and rest of your camera modes are inside this More tab. So what you can do is press the pencil icon and then just drag and drop your favorite camera mode down over here, and then you can place them wherever you like. So I can place the slow motion option right over here and then press on save, and the phone will save your favorite camera modes at the bottom over here so that they are easily accessible. Oh, and here's a tip. If you are in the photo mode and if you want to quickly record a video, what you can do is press and hold the camera shutter button and the phone will record a video for you. And the recording is pretty much unlimited as long as you keep your finger on the screen. And as soon as I release my finger, the phone will save that video in the gallery. So that's one way you can quickly record a video. You don't even need to switch to the video mode. If you're a vlogger, you're going to love this next feature. So for example, I'm recording a video in the video mode and I want to capture my face. Now the usual way people do it is by flipping the phone around, but what you can do is just press this button and that switches the camera from rear to front while the video recording is going on. So that's kind of awesome, and I can switch it back to the rear camera to continue recording what I was doing. And also you can switch between the cameras. So I'm recording in the full video mode. I can switch to the ultra wide angle camera, and I can also use the 5x telephoto camera. And if you don't see this switching menu, most likely you're recording your videos in 8K or at 1080p 60 or 4K 60. So again, I've said this before, if you do record videos at 60 FPS, that switching modes won't be available. So only the main camera does 60 FPS. These two cameras are not capable of recording videos at 60 FPS. So that's why that button is no longer available. But as long as you keep the recording to 30 FPS, you will be able to switch between these cameras. So you guys already know that the phone is capable of recording videos in 8K. You can change the resolution from over here. Now usually I do not recommend that you record in 8K, but if you do record in 8K, one of the biggest advantages you'll have is that you will be able to take 33 megapixel still photos from the 8K video. And the way you do that is by first you record your 8K video, then go to your gallery, and this is an 8K video that I recorded, and all you have to do is just play the video. I'll just mute the sound, and then you can just select a scene. So for example, I want to take a still photo of this scene. Just press this button and the phone will save a still photo from the 8K video. And one of the advantage is that you can zoom in all the way in and the picture does not lose any details. This is the original picture and I can zoom in all the way in. That is awesome, right? There is also another way you can take still photographs while you're recording a video. So just start the video recording, and then when you press this button, this camera icon, the phone will take a still photograph. Now it's fine for taking stills when you are recording 4K videos, but when you are recording 8K videos, the camera will not be able to take 8K screenshots. So you guys might have noticed I was recording 8K video, but from the resolution, this is not an 8K screen grab. If you want to take 8K screen grabs, you will need to go to your gallery and then take a screen grab from over here. So that's one difference, but for 4K videos, this technique works just fine and it will take 4K screen grabs, no problem. When you take photos on your Note 20 Ultra, you might have noticed the photos are actually in 12 megapixel resolution, not 108. So why does the phone take 12 megapixel photos even though it has a 108 megapixel sensor? Well, the thing is, to provide a higher quality photo, the camera will bin all the pixels and it will output a 12 megapixel photo. And that is especially good for low light shots. But there is a way you can take a full 108 megapixel photo. So open up camera and tap over here, then select 3:4 108 megapixel option. So this will let you take a full 108 megapixel photo on your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. The advantage of this is that you can zoom in all the way in. You can even see the hair-like strands on the flower. This is the zoomed out version, and if you zoom in, check that out. But one disadvantage of this is that the low light quality does go down because you're not doing that pixel binning thing. So that's why I recommend that you leave the 108 megapixel option alone and shoot photos at 16:9. So on my previous videos, a lot of people have asked me, how do I get the camera to work in full screen mode, and how do I take pictures that cover the entire screen of my phone? Well, for that you have to change the aspect ratio, and by default the 4:3 aspect ratio will be set when you start using your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So tap here and then tap on full. This will change the aspect ratio of the camera to 19.3:9. That is the native aspect ratio of the Note 20 Ultra. And when you click pictures in this aspect ratio, they will appear full screen on the Note 20. When you view pictures that are shot in this aspect ratio on your TV or on your computer, they will have black borders on top and the bottom because the aspect ratio is different there. So this is how the pictures that are shot with the full view mode looks like on a TV or a PC monitor. You can see black bars at the top and the bottom. That is because usually the aspect ratio of TVs and PC monitors is 16:9. But this photo is suited for 19.3:9 aspect ratio displays. That is the display aspect ratio of our Note 20 Ultra. That's why photos shot in this aspect ratio cover the entire screen of the Note 20. This photo has been shot in the 16:9 aspect ratio, and as you can see, it will cover the entire screen of the TV or a PC monitor. But now we have black borders on the left and the right side on our phone. I recommend shooting in 16:9 aspect ratio in case you're going to view your photos on a PC or on a TV later on. This is how photos that are shot in the 1:1 aspect ratio looks like on the TV. Black borders on the right and the left. Same goes for the phone. But 1:1 is perfect for posting photos or videos on Instagram. And finally, this is how the 108 megapixel 4:3 photo looks like on the TV and on the phone. So the bottom line is, if you want to view photos and videos exclusively on your phone, then full view is great. But if you plan to copy all your photos to a laptop or a PC and view them on a TV, then 16:9 is the best. Whenever you launch the camera, you might have noticed this rotating orb icon on the screen. Well, this is the Scene Optimizer toggle button. So what does the Scene Optimizer do? Well, the Scene Optimizer will automatically analyze what you are clicking and it will change the camera settings accordingly. So as I point my camera to a flower, you can see the Scene Optimizer icon will change. And now if I pan my camera towards trees, you'll see the Scene Optimizer icon also changes to a tree. So the phone kind of knows what I'm trying to click, and the Scene Optimizer will automatically tweak the colors, it will change the contrast, and generally produce a better picture of whatever you're trying to click. You can also click some amazing panoramas using the camera, so let's go to More and then tap on Panorama. The way this works is that you press the camera shutter button and then pan the camera slowly in one direction, and the phone will record a panorama shot for you. And when you're done, just press the stop button and the phone will save the panorama, and this is what you end up with. That's a stunning panoramic shot. Oh, and one little information, if you use this option, the phone will use the ultra wide angle camera. If you use this one, the phone will use the regular main camera. So if you want slightly wider angle looking panoramic shots, select this. If you want regular panorama, then select this one. The Note 20 Ultra also has a dedicated night mode, and night mode clicks amazing shots even in low light. And I think the way night mode works is by taking several photos and then the phone will combine those photos into one single photo, and that results in a bright, low noise, low light photo. So here we are in a room lit by fairy lights and the room is pretty dark. So what my camera sees is exactly how the room lighting looks like. The phone is just bumping up the brightness. So first I've taken a picture in regular mode, and now I'm gonna go into night mode and take a photo. And as you can see, it takes about 3 seconds. That's when the phone is stacking up the photos. Wait for the phone to process, and bam! You can see this is quite a bright photo and the noise is also quite minimal. And this is the photo that we took without night mode. You can see there is a massive difference between the two. So whenever the lighting is low, I always recommend that you use night mode on your Note 20 Ultra. It will result in a much better quality photo. One of the biggest features of the Note 20 Ultra is its zooming in capabilities. So let me show you how the zoom works, and I'll also give you a tip on why you should never go beyond 10 times zoom. When you press the zoom button, you will notice the phone goes to 5 times zoom. This is when the 5 times periscope camera is being used. If you go beyond this, the phone will just crop the photo that is coming from the periscope camera. So I really don't recommend that you go beyond 10 times zoom at the most, because after that the quality of the photo will degrade substantially. You can probably tell from this video itself that the image does look a little bit blurry at 50 times zoom. So yeah, I would say stick to 10 times zoom at the most. 5 times is the best because that is when you get the best image quality. Now to give you guys a quick demo of the zooming in capabilities of this phone, there's a mask hanging over there on a wire, and that's the maximum zoom of my camera. So this is 5 times optical zoom, 10 times digital zoom, and 20 times digital zoom. I'm gonna take a picture and we will review it in the gallery. And in the gallery I can zoom on this picture even further and take a look at that. You can even see the straps of the mask. It is quite impressive. And I also tried the maximum zooming in capabilities of my Note 10 Plus, and it's nowhere near the level of Note 20 Ultra. So yes, the zoom capabilities of the Note 20 Ultra are awesome. And before you guys ask, yes, I did take a picture of the moon at 50x zoom. This has been taken without a tripod, so that is pretty impressive for a phone. Do you guys know that you can actually control the camera of your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra wirelessly through the S Pen? So if I long press the button, that will launch the camera, and if I want to take pictures, I can use this button as a camera shutter button. So that takes a picture. Now there are a couple of gestures that you can perform. If you want to switch between the front and the rear camera, press and hold the button and flick your S Pen up like this, and that switches the camera. Let's go back, and bam, we are now back on the rear camera. Now to zoom in, press and hold the button and draw a circle. Keep holding the button and that zooms in. If you want to zoom out, press and hold and draw a circle counterclockwise, and that will zoom out. So now we have activated the ultra wide angle camera. Let's go back to 1x, and finally, to change the camera modes, press and hold, flick your S Pen like this to switch between the camera modes. Let's go back to photo. So yeah, like I said, this is not a simple S Pen, this is a complete extension of your phone. You know, it's kind of annoying that whenever I restart the camera, it always goes back to the photo mode. Sometimes I want to record videos and just restarting the camera adds an extra step. I have to go back to the video mode by pressing the video button. Now you can change this. You can actually have the camera remember the last camera mode that you were using. So go to settings and scroll down to the part which says settings to keep. Open this up and turn on camera mode. So now if the camera is on video mode and if I quit the camera and launch it back again, it will launch in the video mode itself. And if I'm in hyperlapse, it will relaunch back in the hyperlapse mode. So again, this reduces extra step of going back to the previous camera mode that you were using. So you might have noticed that whenever you launch the front facing camera, you get these two buttons. So these are for changing the angle. So by default, you have the slightly zoomed in view. If you press over here, the camera goes into this slightly wider angle view. Now the zoomed in view is okay if you want to click your own selfies, but if you have a second person in the frame, then you will need to switch to slightly wider angle. Now the thing is, you can have the phone switch automatically from zoomed in view to wide angle if it detects a second person in the frame. That setting is called Smart Selfie Angle. Automatically switch to wide angle selfie when there are more than two people in the frame. So that's a useful feature. Let me see if I can fool the camera with a picture of Linus. So there you go. You can actually see it works. So you don't have to change the angle yourself. You can have the phone do that for you. Now by default, if you want the camera to always be in the wider angle mode, what you can do is go to settings, then scroll all the way down and go to settings to keep and turn on selfie angle. So now the camera will remember the angle which you last used for the front facing camera. So if you happen to use the slightly wider angle and if you relaunch the camera, it will always launch in the slightly wider angle like this. So that's a useful feature if you always want to use the slightly wider angle view. You can also apply a cool or a warm tone to your selfies. I do prefer a slightly warmer tone. So the way you do that is by going to settings, scroll down to the part which says selfie tone, and from here set a warmer tone if you like slightly warmer colors, or set a cool tone if you like cooler colors. Warm tone is nice. The picture does look a little bit rich. Now the advantage of this is that the selfie tone will only be applied if the camera detects a face in the frame. So if I pan my camera over here, the selfie tone will go back to normal. If the camera detects a face, the color tone changes, and you can see that happening from here. Not sure how clearly it is visible in the camera, but the difference is there. So that's the advantage of setting a selfie tone in the settings. Now, since I am already talking about the front facing camera, you also get some beauty effects. So press on the magic stick icon here and tap on face, and from over here you can turn beauty effects off or turn them on, or do manual stuff over here. You can make your face a little bit slim. The effect is not that pronounced, but yeah, it is there. You also have filters. So these are the built-in filters on your phone. If you want, you can download more of them from the Galaxy Store by pressing this icon. So this takes you to the Galaxy Store, and from over here you can download more filters. So it is installed. Let us go ahead and check. Let's press the magic stick icon. So this is the new filter that we downloaded. Awesome, right? And these filters also work with the rear camera. So if we switch the camera, press on the magic stick icon. So these are not limited to the front facing camera. So that's awesome. And same goes for the beauty effects. Beauty effect does work on the rear camera as well. So these are the beauty effects and the downloadable filters, but you can see something here called My Filters. So this will allow you to create your very own custom filter from your very own photos. So let's select the black and white and click on next. So it analyzes the dominant colors in the photo and then applies a filter which is similar to those colors. And I'm gonna save this. So now let's try creating our very own filter. So just press on the plus icon, and now we are going to select a photo. So I'm gonna select this photo because it has blue skies in it. Let's see what the phone thinks of this. So bam, we have a bluish filter, plus it has also applied a little bit of yellow, probably from the tree. So that's kind of nice. I can save this and have this as my custom filter. Let's try one more picture. Let's try this picture. Seems to have a lot of pink in it. Let's see what the phone thinks of this one. So we've got a pink and a bluish filter. So we've got pink and blue colors. So what this feature does is that it picks out the dominant colors out of your very own photos and turns them into a filter. So that's how you can create your very own custom filters from your very own photos. Whenever you restart the camera, the filters will also get reset back to normal. Now, if you want the previous filter to be applied when you restart the camera, go to settings. Scroll all the way down, tap on settings to keep and turn on filters. Keep the filters you have applied to each mode instead of removing them when you choose to close the camera. So now if I apply my pink filter, so let's restart the camera. So there you go. The camera does remember the previous filter which I've set. Now in addition to the beauty effects and filters that I've shown you, you also get something called face stickers. So we will go to more and tap on AR zone, and over here we will tap on Decopic. Let's try this one. So this is very similar to B612. Yeah, this one is kind of nice. You also have frames. You can set a different frame if you want. Then some stamps. You want to wish someone happy birthday, you can do that. So this is kind of nice. You get all of this stuff in the Decopic option, and you can download more stuff from the Samsung store. Lots of free stuff is available. So there are quite a few ways of taking photographs on your Note 20 Ultra. I have already shown you that you can use the S Pen to take photos by pressing the button. This is the S Pen from my Note 9, so it doesn't work with this. But specifically for the front facing camera, you can show your palm to the phone and it will take a selfie. So that's how it works. Now if this doesn't work on your Note 20 Ultra, go to settings. Scroll all the way down and tap on shooting methods and make sure show palm is turned on. Show your palm to the camera to take a selfie. And the other way you can take photos is by telling the phone to take a photo. So if I scroll back down, tap on shooting methods, you can see another option here called voice control. Take pictures by saying smile, cheese, capture or shoot, or record video by saying record video. So now with this setting enabled, I can just tell the phone to click a photo. So cheese, smile, capture, shoot. Or if you are in the video mode, you can tell the phone to record video. And the phone will start recording a video. So these features make taking photographs and recording videos a lot easier on your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Sometimes when you are taking group selfies, the camera shutter button might not be easily accessible. For example, if you're holding the phone with your left hand, there is no way my thumb can reach the camera shutter button. So in this case, what you can do is take the camera shutter button out and place it anywhere you like on the screen. So this is called floating camera shutter button. And by doing this, I can now easily take pictures using my left thumb like this. There is also a built-in document scanner on the Note 20 Ultra, but by default it is turned off. So let's go to settings and then go to scene optimizer and turn this feature on which says document scan. Now what I've learned from my previous video feedbacks that some phones do not have the document scan option available. So if your phone doesn't have the document scan available, please don't freak out. I think it's a region dependent thing. So after we have enabled this, if we point the phone at the document we want to take a scan of, the phone will automatically highlight, and then after pressing tap to scan, it will give us a little preview so that we can crop the photo and then press on save to save the document in the gallery. So this kind of takes a distortion-free photo of the document so that the text is clearly visible. The camera app of the Note 20 Ultra also comes with a built-in QR code scanner. So go to settings and make sure scan QR codes option is turned on. So you guys might know a lot of products these days have a QR code printed on them. So all you have to do is point the camera at the QR code and the phone will automatically scan the QR code and it will prompt you to go to the web page which contains more information about the product. and you can also create your very own QR codes. So this is a QR code that links to my YouTube channel. So what I can do is scan this, and this will automatically take me to my YouTube channel. Pretty awesome, right? And in the video description, I will put a link where you can create and print your own QR codes just like I did. Oh, and by the way, you can also run the camera application on top of other applications. Let me show you how to do that. So let's go back to home and we will launch the camera. Now, when the camera is running, I want you guys to go to recents so that we can get this kind of a view. Then tap on the camera icon and then select open in pop-up view. So this will run the camera in a little window on the screen, and then you can resize this however you want. And to minimize the camera, I'll press this button and the camera gets minimized in a little bubble. So now I can resume whatever I'm doing. And if I want to quickly click a picture, I can just tap on this icon and the camera will launch. I can take a picture or record a video, and then once I'm done, I can just minimize the camera app into a little bubble and go back to whatever I was doing. So I have already shown you that long pressing the camera button will record a full high definition video. But if you swipe down on the camera shutter button like this, the phone will quickly capture 100 photographs in about 5 seconds. So this is the burst mode on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and let's go to the gallery and you can see the 100 pictures that we just captured. So this is great for sporting events. You can quickly capture pictures using the burst shot functionality. And if you want to save a particular picture, tap on this and just select the pictures you want to save. And I'll save 2 pictures, then select the download icon and the phone will save those pictures in the gallery. In addition to burst mode, if you go to settings and if you go to this swipe shutter button to edge 2, there are 2 options. Take burst shots, which is the default option, and you can select the second option which says create GIF. Now when you swipe down like this, the phone will record GIF images and it takes around 30 frames. That's it. And as you can see, our GIF is now saved in the gallery. So this is the animated GIF that we just captured using the phone's camera. And we can also set this animated GIF as our always on display wallpaper. So for that, tap on these 3 dots and select set as always on display image. And from over here, you can resize it so that it looks proper and good. And then just press done. Okay, so it's done. And secondly, make sure always on display is turned on. So now when I put my phone to sleep, I will see that animated GIF on the always on display. So that's kind of cool. And the animation will stop. That is completely normal. The phone does that to save some battery power. So I think you guys will absolutely love this next feature. Well, I'm talking about the super slow motion video. So in addition to regular 240 FPS slow motion video, you also have super slow motion video. So how does the super slow motion video work? Well, once you tap on the camera shutter button, the phone will quickly record a video at 960 FPS, and then the phone will slow the video down to 30 FPS, and that gives you a surreal 30-second super slow motion video, just like this one. The quality is not that great, but do keep in mind it's coming from a phone. And there are 2 ways you can record super slow motion video. First, you can just press the camera shutter button and the phone will record a super slow motion video. But the thing is, you will have to time your shots manually if you want the best moment. For that, Samsung has included the motion detection area, which you can turn on by pressing this icon. So when an object passes through this box, the phone will record a super slow motion video, and you can resize this box and place it anywhere you like in the screen. So now if I press the record button, as long as my finger is outside the box, nothing will happen. But as soon as it passes between the box, the phone will record a super slow motion clip. If you want to compose photos that look great, you can turn on something called shot suggestions. So go to settings and turn on shot suggestions. Shot suggestion will give you an on-screen guide that will help you compose better photos. So I'm clicking a picture with the shot suggestion enabled. The phone is kind of telling me to point the camera over here so that I can get the perfect looking picture. And I do agree, because now the swing, which is the main subject of the photo, is now in the middle of the screen, and then we can click a picture. If shot suggestion isn't enough, you can enable another feature which says grid lines. So now as you can see, we have grid lines on the phone and shot suggestion enabled, and it's telling me I should point the camera over here to get the best looking shot. And that is correct because our subjects, the highlighters, are in the middle of the screen. So make sure to turn these two options on in case you want to compose better looking photos. The Note 20 Ultra also comes with hyperlapse or time-lapse videos. What this feature does is that it captures pictures at a regular interval and then it stitches those pictures together into a video so that you get a smooth time-lapse video. So here's a quick hyperlapse I recorded of the Orbeez growing in the jar. Looks pretty cool. So by default, you might have noticed there is no background blur effect in the selfies. If you want to blur the background, you have a completely different camera mode. So go to more and then tap on live focus. So this will blur the background for your selfies and you can change the effect from over here. So this is the regular blur effect. So that kind of gives you a DSLR like effect. So this is the big circle effect. This is the spin effect. You can see that spin effect in the background. This is the zoom effect, looks really cool. And finally, my favorite, the color point effect. So now the background is in black and white, meanwhile I'm in color. And if you increase the intensity, it gives you a slight vignetting effect. And if I like this, I can click a selfie and it will be saved in the gallery. And later on, you can also change the background effect by tapping this button. So this is completely customizable, which I really like. So live focus is great for taking portrait photographs and it also works on the rear camera, so that's good. Now for videos, you have live focus video. So let's go to more and then tap on live focus video. So over here, you can actually record a video while the background is blurred. So I'll start recording, tap on this, and I can just increase the blur amount and you guys can see the background is slightly blurred and you have pretty much the same effects. This is the big circle effect. Sorry about the glitching, that's because of the camera stand. In real life you won't get that problem. And again, you have the color point option, that's great. And then you also have this glitch effect, which I really like. So for still photographs, you have live focus, and for videos, you have live focus video. Awesome tools, love them. You might have noticed this little icon. This is the toggle button for motion photo. So motion photo is a way the phone captures a little video right before you hit the camera shutter button. So for example, I'm gonna hit the camera shutter button and the phone will click a picture and it is actually a small video. It appears as a still photo regularly, but actually it's a tiny little video. I've taken a motion photo of myself. I'll play it back. And you also have sound in the motion photo, so watch this. How's it going, guys? So this is actually a motion photo. Now you can take a screenshot from the motion photo and that will be saved as a photo. So first off, you select which part of the motion photo you want to save and then you press this button to take a screenshot of that motion photo. You can also convert the motion photo into a GIF. So if I press that, it will create a small GIF. You can select which part you want and you can change the speed from here. And I'm gonna save this. And this is the GIF image that we just created from the motion photo. You can also save the motion photo as a regular video. So I'll tap on view motion photo. How's it going, guys? Let me pause this, and if I press on save video, the phone will save that motion photo as a regular video. So that's a 3-second video that we have extracted out of that motion photo. So motion photo is quite an advanced feature on the Note 20 Ultra. The next feature I'm going to show you is called Super Steady, and for that we'll have to go to video and you see this hand icon. Just press on that and a feature called Super Steady will turn on. So Super Steady will utilize the phone's ultra wide angle camera and it will apply a very strong EIS or electronic image stabilization, and that kind of gives you a super steady video and it kind of feels like the video has been recorded if the phone was mounted on a gimbal. So here are two clips. This first part of the clip has been recorded without the Super Steady mode turned on and I'm just holding the phone in my hand. And this second part has been recorded with the Super Steady mode turned on. Now you might be able to tell that there isn't that much of a difference between these two videos. That's because the stabilization on the main camera is pretty darn good on the Note 20 Ultra. But Super Steady mode does come in very handy if you want to record videos while running. Oh, and guys, you might have noticed the phone vibrates whenever you change the camera mode. It also vibrates when you take a photo or take a video. Some of you guys might find that annoying. I personally find that vibration annoying. So the way you can turn the vibration off is by going to camera settings, then scroll all the way down and turn off touch vibrations. So now whenever you change the camera mode or click a picture or record a video, the phone will not vibrate. But if you do like the vibration feedback, you can leave that feature turned on. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, do make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. And I will also upload another video where I show you the advanced features of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. That video should be up in about a day or two after I upload this video. And I will link in that advanced feature video in the end video cards. It should be one of them. Alright, so thank you for watching. Do stay tuned for more videos on the Note 20 Ultra and I will see you guys next time.